Shadows of the Capitol. In the years following the 10th Hunger Games, the Capitol tightens its grip on the districts. President Hilaria Voss, Snow's successor, introduces stricter peacekeeper laws and higher tribute quotas. A new reaping system is implemented, selecting 2 tributes from each district every 6 months. Districts grow restless under the weight of oppression and grief. In District 6, 17-year-old Arlo Mendez works in the rail yards, dreaming of freedom beyond the fence. His sister, Sira, is only 12 and eligible for the next reaping. A harvest of fear posters flood the districts. Sunrise Reaping, honoring the Capitol's peace. Unlike traditional games, this Sunrise Edition will take place in an artificial biome made to mimic the old world. Sira is chosen as the female tribute from District 6. Arlo volunteers to take her place, shocking the entire reaping square. He's joined by the female tribute Arden Vile, a hardened street fighter. As the train departs, Arlo promises to return, or at least to change something. Enter the arena at the Capitol. Arlo is struck by the wealth, cruelty, and indifference. The tributes are paraded like animals, fashion, interviews, and drama over substance. Their mentor is Lysa Crane, a bitter District 6 victor from the 8th Games. She warns them, the arena doesn't care about justice, only survival. This year's biome is a decaying metro system with flooding tunnels and collapsing bridges. Hidden traps and mutts lurk underground, designed to break both body and spirit. The Capitol's favorite, Arlo's charisma and loyalty to his sister make him a Capitol favorite. He bonds with Jin Veller, a tribute from District 3, clever, quiet, and morally torn. Meanwhile, Arden trains brutally, preparing to kill anyone who crosses her. Cameras catch the tension and a showman's narrative begins to form. President Voss instructs the game makers to shape the arena around Arlo's decisions. Behind her cold gaze lies a plan to use him as a symbol of obedience or punishment. Blood in the tunnels. The games begin with chaos. 2 tributes drown in a flooded terminal before reaching weapons. Arlo saves a small District 9 boy named Laro, earning sympathy points from the Capitol. Jin disables a trap with her tech skills, and the 2 form an uneasy alliance. Arden slaughters a District 2 tribute with no hesitation. In the shadows, Capitol mutts begin stalking the tributes. No one sleeps well that first night. Ghosts of the underground. Arlo discovers hidden graffiti in the tunnels. I the Mockingjay lives. He begins questioning the official history taught by the Capitol. Jin shares that her father was killed for trying to leak arena footage to the districts. They agree. Surviving isn't enough. They need to expose the truth. Using broken Capitol cameras, Jin builds a hacked signal transmitter. Meanwhile, Arden silently watches them from the dark. Sabotage. Their food supply is poisoned, Jin nearly dies, and Lyro is weakened. Arden accuses Arlo of sabotage, and tensions erupt in a brutal fight. A flash flood separates them, washing Arlo deep into an unexplored tunnel. There he finds a buried train car filled with Capitol riot gear and files. One document reads, "Project Reaping Reset designed to perpetuate Capitol control indefinitely." Arlo realizes the games are evolving, becoming more psychological than ever. The broadcast. With Jin's help, Arlo uses the old train car to send a signal during a Capitol feed. A distorted broadcast shows images of the Capitol's secret plans. For 30 seconds, Panem sees the truth. Then the feed is cut. President Voss is furious, ordering the game makers to collapse the sector. Laro is killed by falling debris, leaving Arlo guilt-ridden. Now a threat, Arlo becomes the arena's #1 target. A city in revolt. Districts 6, 11, and 5 riot after seeing the broadcast. Capitol security doubles. Mentors are banned from interacting with tributes. Lysa Crane is arrested for allegedly helping Arlo. The Capitol censors the games, editing Arlo's scenes to make him look villainous. Jin is caught and tortured on camera, a warning to the others. Arlo swears he will end the games even if it costs him his life. The fire spreads. Arden turns on the Capitol, killing a game-controlled mutt and saving Arlo. She admits her family was executed after winning her spot through black market deals. The arena begins breaking down. Gas leaks, electrical failures, and flooding. Arlo and Arden discover a hidden maintenance exit. Outside, they find a group of rebels. Capitol engineers turned defectors. The games have become unstable both inside and outside. The final order President Beast declares a capital-only override. Kill them all. End the broadcast. The game makers release a new mutt design, humanoid, capable of mimicking tributes. Jin, badly injured, appears to be saved, but is actually a mutt duplicate. Arlo realizes too late and nearly dies fighting it off. He escapes only by detonating a section of tunnel, collapsing the clone. Trust now becomes a distant memory. Alliance of the Broken Arlo, Arden, and 2 remaining tributes, Mace from District 7 and Nira from District 12, form a last alliance. They agree to destroy the arena's central power core, cutting off capital control. Cool. In secret, Jin, still alive, crawls through drainage tunnels searching for Arlo. The arena begins shifting, traps resetting, rooms looping endlessly. The game makers are losing control. Panic spreads among capital audiences watching live. The reactor core of the 4 reach the central control, a glowing column surrounded by mutts. Arlo and Arden fight while Mace rigs explosives. Nira is impaled by a trap, but uses her last breath to distract the mutts. Mace detonates the charges, collapsing the chamber. Jin appears just in time to drag Arlo out of the rubble. The arena goes dark. Capital blackout for the first time in Hunger Games history. The screen cuts to black. No victor is declared. Panic spreads through capital households. Districts erupt in coordinated protests and attacks. President Voss claims Arlo is dead, a traitor erased, but rebel factions begin projecting his image with the words, "The reaping ends now." The games lose their grip. Escape from the games, Arlo awakens in a secret medical bay beneath District 13. Still thought to be destroyed. Jin, now part of the rebel network, reveals they've been tracking him for weeks. Arden survived and has joined a covert task force dismantling capital tech. Mace is presumed dead, but no body was recovered. Arlo is offered a choice: lead a rebellion or disappear forever. He chooses to fight and... Rise of the Underground, the Resistance launches Operation Sunrise, using Arlo's story as a weapon. He begins traveling to outer districts in disguise, rallying workers and families. Jin publishes hacked capital footage, revealing tribute torture and mutt programs. Reaping centers are burned down across Districts 7 and 9. Capital loyalists begin defecting. Arlo's name becomes legend. Capital counterstrike. President Vias authorizes full-scale military strikes on rebel strongholds. District 6 is bombed. Arlo's old rail yard turned to ash. Lysa Crane is executed live on Capital Television. Arlo barely escapes a trap meant for him in District 5. He begins to question whether the rebellion is any less brutal. But Arden reminds him, revolution is not mercy. It's memory. Mockingbird signals whispers of the Mockingjay begin circulating again. Some believe Arlo is her predecessor, the first true rebel of the games. He finds an old pin in Lysa's belongings, bearing a familiar bird with an arrow. He records a final message to Panem: the sun has risen on the reaping. Let it burn. Jin sends the signal to all corners of the nation. The war begins. Years later, the capital eventually falls, though at terrible cost. Arlo vanishes from public view, becoming a folk hero across generations. Jin becomes a founding council member of the new alliance between districts. The Hunger Games are abolished. The arena's sealed forever. But in secret, some in the capital still whisper about restoring them. History, after all, tends to repeat. Post-credit scene in an abandoned game control room. A young boy opens a locked vault. Inside lies a replica of the arena core and files labeled Sunrise 2 Protocol. He picks up an old Mockingjay pin and smirks. A voice whispers, this time they won't see it coming. Cut to black. The Hunger Games never truly end.